Hey guys, today we're going to talk about my job experience and interview experience working at Goodwill in NYC. So first I'm just going to start with the interview process. The interview process at Goodwill, and I'm not going to tell you which Goodwill I worked at in Manhattan, but the interview process was kind of annoying. I went to my interview and I waited around until they asked me to come down to get interviewed. So I went into their office, which was like in the basement, and we talked. They asked me, it was a little unprofessional, but the guy, I guess he was a supervisor or like a hiring manager, he asked me like, what are your previous jobs? Why do you want to work at Goodwill? What makes you want to work at Goodwill? He asked me if I knew their mission statement, what kind of company they were, basically like what kind of company they were, company policies, things like that. It was more about the company than myself. And then then he told me, yeah, you're gonna get interviewed by someone else. She's just busy right now. It was like the HR person. They were like, she's just busy right now, so she can't interview today, but we'll call you and let you know. So I'm walking out. I just finished my interview with the supervisor or the hiring manager, and so I left and I'm halfway down the street on my way to my train when they called me back and they're like, yeah, the HR manager is ready now, can you come back? And so I said sure. So I walked back to the store that same day and I got interviewed by the HR manager. I don't know why I keep switching those up. And she asked me the same exact questions that he asked me. Exact questions, read right off of a paper, the same exact questions, so I was ready for them. After that, she said she would let me know within the next week. So I go home. Guys, it took them a month to actually let me know for sure. And while we were talking during the interview, she was telling me that like, you're gonna get this, you did such a good job, I can't wait to whatever. She was saying all this stuff. I said okay. I called like maybe 2 weeks later to check on my application. I said I felt like I got the job. Would you be able to tell me how I did in the interview or if I got the job? And she said, I don't know why you thought you got the job. We never told you did. And I said, okay, have a nice day. Then she calls me 2 weeks later and leaves me a voicemail saying that I got the job and she wants to hire me and if I still am interested in the position. So I said, yeah, I guess, because I want a second job. Guys, sorry, the air's on, so I need to open the door so I can get it. I'm not sweating, I just moisturize. That's why my forehead looks like this. I said, yeah, okay. So I get hired at the job and I go in for orientation, which is to sign a couple papers, fill out some bank information, things like that. I go in, I do that, and she's like, you can start today if you want. I said no thanks. I sat there for 3 hours filling out paperwork. It was like the most boring experience ever, and it was really hot in the room. I said no thanks, I'll come back the first day I'm scheduled. So she said she's gonna send me a schedule that night. She sends me the schedule. I go in for my first day of training. Guys, they did not train me. Let me tell you how this training day went. This story was so ratchet. I'm not even joking. Like, it was like really unprofessional. So I had my first day and basically I was just organizing, like pushing clothes together, making sure clothes were being put back and all the donations that were being brought up into the store were being put on the correct racks. Basically they were like, they tag stuff. I don't tag anything. And then the people in like the basement were tagging stuff and I was putting things away. And I wasn't sure how the store was organized, so I had to like look around the store and figure that out. And I started training with this guy. I mean, not even this guy. He was just there, but there was a girl and a guy. And the girl was just like, I don't know why they have me training you. Like, they should be training you. They don't pay me for this. So I'm just going to show you what I do. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, why is she telling me all this? Like, I'm sorry. I'm being trained by you. I didn't ask for this. So, I mean, I understand what she's saying, but geez, too much drama on the first day. So I'm putting away clothes with her, and she's telling me all the color coding that they do and the special sections for like designer and things like that. And then I learned about the color of the day, which I kind of already knew about because I do shop at Goodwill sometimes. So the color of the day and things like that, and like just keeping the store clean throughout the day, telling customers the color of the day, things like that. Got that part pretty easy. Pretty boring, but pretty easy. Retail. Then it started getting a little more complicated with the coloring of the clothes, like in the order they had to be. It couldn't be red to black or something like that. It had to be black at the beginning and then gray next and things like that. And that's what I was kind of confused about because it depended on the season. They didn't give me any charge to know that. They didn't even train me to know that. They never talked about it. I had to ask about it myself. So the training was kind of all over the place. And then I met a girl there who started like a week before me, and she's just saying, this place is crazy, get out. I said, oh, signs. These red flags are dropping everywhere. But anyways, after that, I think I should talk about the environment. It's really chill, kind of unorganized, but chill. The store I worked at was chill. The people were really nice to me. They were funny. There weren't any really standoffish people, except for the manager or supervisor or whatever sometimes was kind of standoffish. She got really annoyed about certain things like the organization parts, and I'm just like, I kind of was never taught this, but I'm trying my best. It's kind of annoying because you guys aren't really training me correctly. I've never been in a store where you were not trained but got in trouble for not doing things the correct way. Yeah, a mess. Coworkers were really chill. The uniform, they give you 3 Goodwill shirts. They give you a long sleeve. No, they give you like 2. They give you a long sleeve one, 2 long sleeves one, and a short sleeve one. So 2 types of shirts, but 3 shirts. You know what I mean. And you have to wear either khaki pants or black pants, and you can wear whatever shoes you want as long as they're not open-toed shoes and they're like comfortable for you, obviously. So that's the uniform. I can't remember if there were any like you could have piercings in, so that was fine. I had my nose ring, so piercings were fine. Nail polish, not a big deal. Jewelry, not a big deal. So that was fine. And the setup of the store was basically in the basement area. That's where people tagged. People took the donations and went through them, things like that. The floor setup was, you know, the clothes, the toys, the shoes, the bags, the designer stuff. There's bathrooms if the customers needed to use them. There was racks for the fitting rooms when people came out and they had their clothes that they didn't want anymore. They would hang them on the hangers and just put them up on the rack, and the sales floor people would put them back. Retail stuff. Yeah, the job was pretty chill. It just was not for me. I'm not even gonna lie, I just wasn't a fan. I had this idea of what I thought Goodwill was gonna be before I started working there, because I've worked at a lot of thrift stores and I'm like, this is just gonna be a chill place, you know? But all the thrift stores that I've worked at were small businesses. They weren't like big like Goodwill. They didn't have like regional managers coming in checking in on you and things like that. It was just really chill with the managers. You could play whatever music you wanted. Everything was chill. Goodwill was different. We didn't choose the music. They had like a Goodwill radio. I didn't know that was a thing, but it's a thing. They had Goodwill radio. Corporate managers come in and check on, They had Goodwill radio and corporate managers to come in and check on you, so you had to always be on your shit. Especially when the hiring or the HR manager was there, like she was really like a stickler. But other than that, the experience was interesting. I didn't like it because I spent hours, and I know this is retail, but I just wasn't used to it. I spent hours picking up people's clothes. That didn't even bother me, the picking up people's clothes. It was the organizing that got me, because it wasn't even them, it was the hiring manager was so anal about organizing. And I'm just like, I get we can fully organize during the end of the day, and I get doing little by little all throughout the day, but the color thing I just couldn't get with. It was just too ridiculous to me. I didn't mind picking up the clothes off the floor, helping the customers, blah blah blah. That was fine, but like following people around the store saying the color of the day is this, the color of the day is this. People were so, you can tell people were annoyed. They just wanted to shop, and I'm one of those people. I don't want you following me all around the store. If I need you, I'll ask for your help. Maybe that's just me. Anyways, I talked about the store environment, I talked about the training, I talked about the uniform, and I talked about the managers, supervisors. The co-workers were really interesting characters. I enjoyed them. There was a girl who got fired while I was working. She was one of my trainers. They fired her, and it was like such a big deal, and they were like, we're gonna call the police and things like that, and I was like, it's not that serious. So I don't know her history with the store. I hadn't been there that long at that point. But yeah, they fired her. I was supposed to train on cashier duty, things like that, but I didn't last there long enough to even do that. I was just a sales floor person because no thank you. The customers were kind of rude. There were a lot of really nice ones, but there were a lot of really, like, you know how regulars are when they come into the store and they know the people working, and they know if there's new people there, and they like kind of mess with you. There was this guy who did that a lot. Did not make me comfortable at all. I was so uncomfortable around this man. He was very like, you know you should be doing this like this, and I'm just like, dude, you don't even work here. Like, what is this? Why is this? And he was there every day. Like, I was like, why is this happening? Why is he here? Why is he harassing me? That was like a red flag for me too. Complete red flag. So many red flags with this store. Like, I love Goodwill. It's a good company. They do a lot of great things, but I don't want to work in their retail store ever again. I will shop there, but that's it. So yeah, uniform. They give you the shirts, you wear khaki or black pants, always be on time, you have to clock in and clock out, that kind of thing. Questions were mainly about the store and about your work history. Both my interviews were exactly the same questions. And yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope that I helped you out with your Goodwill endeavors, or job prospects, or even curiousness or interest in Goodwill. I hope you get the job. If you have any more questions, you can leave them down below. I'm here all day, every day, anytime. I don't have a life. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave some questions down below, and I'll see you next week on Wednesday. Have a good day, guys. Bye.